Disclaimer. This podcast will mostly deal with the relationship between men. If you as a listener is comfortable with this subject matter, please sit back and enjoy the program. Welcome, listeners, to a night of wonder. This is the Two-Timer series, Collective, a collection of different genres created by D.B. Watson, writer of the Two-Timer series. In this program, you will hear a different tale once a week read by me, A.J. Carter. If you enjoy any of these stories, please show your support by ringing that bell, giving a thumbs up, and a follow. Thank you. Defend. The scent came, alerting Adam from his quiet rest. He shifted from under Patrick, who never moved as the sun was at its highest. He covered his vampire's head and body with the blanket before transforming to full lichen. He was sure of only one way, and the prominent scent came from that direction. He glanced at Patrick before advancing down the cave to greet the intruders. Patrick burrowed under the blanket after his and Adam's intense passion. The darkness engulfed him while his body and mind settled down to his dead-like slumber after he felt a kiss from Adam's lips on his head. Normally, he wouldn't stir until nightfall, but he liked Adam's warm body next to his, and when it moved away, it broke his slumber for an instant. Enough for him to catch a familiar scent that he wished had gone away. "So, this is where I find you." The sound of Yuri's voice sent ripples throughout Patrick's body, bringing him from under the blanket to a sitting position. He stared up at his maker, who glowered at him. Yuri tried to hold in his fury at the sight of Patrick, who sat bare under the blanket in another man's bed. "What am I looking at now?" he asked, crouching and grasping his hands together. His perfect, long hair draped over his strong shoulders. The firelight illuminated blue from his midnight locks. Patrick sat speechless, seeing his maker and first love. "Lost for words, I see. Well, it's no doubt that you are regretful of your decision for running away." Yuri stood and scanned around the cave with revulsion. "Your new accommodations leave less to the imagination." Patrick felt the insulting slap to the sanctuary Adam brought him to. He refused to allow Yuri or anyone to insult the lichen who saved his life. "Yuri, get up. We're leaving," Yuri ordered, cutting him off. Patrick jumped from his sharp tone but didn't move. He clutched the blanket that shielded him from the sun's deadly rays while Adam ran through the woods, carrying Patrick to safety. Yuri turned back to him, confused why Patrick hadn't stood up. "What are you waiting for?" Patrick tried to speak when again Yuri cut him off. "Is it him? That dog?" Patrick gritted his back teeth as his fangs showed, cutting his lower lip. "For your information, he's a lichen," Patrick snapped. Yuri gave him an indifferent glare. Patrick knew if he stopped talking, he would never be able to deny Yuri's commands. "Adam saved me from a pack of lichens who wanted to rip me apart when I got trapped during the rising sun." Yuri pretended not to hear him. "The sun doesn't bother me, but I will need something to protect you." Patrick listened with confusion. "Yuri, I don't want to go back with you. I've fallen in love." The slap jerked Patrick's head so hard it flung him to his back. He lay shaken from the brutal smack, having never experienced Yuri's fury. He's always been so kind and patient with him. This will do. Before Patrick could collect himself, Yuri snatched the blanket off his young prodigy's naked body, dragged him up, tossed him into the open casket, and slammed the lid shut, locking it. Patrick pounded on the closed lid.
"Yuri, let me out!"
Yuri kneeled and banged on the lid.
"Quiet! You'll punch a hole and let the sun in. Is that what you want?"
Patrick stopped thrashing.
"Yuri, please! I don't want to leave!"
"You're not thinking in your right frame of mind. Once I get you home, you'll start thinking clearly." Yuri lifted the casket and carried it out of the cave the way he came. Thank you for listening. This was a short story by D.B. Watson and read by me, A.J. Carter. If you want to hear more of this story, please leave a comment. You can find the Thriller series at Amazon.com under D.B. Watson/Two-Timer series, on audio at Audible.com, and Kindle Villa. If you would like to hire me, A.J. Carter, to narrate your project, you can find me on acx.com/AJ Carter. Thank you, and see you next week.